ever road start for young Brock Purdy. He's in, that is for sure now. If you missed Schefter's breaking news a couple hours ago, and speaking of in, Steiny and Guru are in as well. Hello, gentlemen.
Hey.
What do we got?
Can I go first, Steiny? Because we've talked about this. My boy has my back. So I get in the car this morning.
Oh, God.
And there's a few bits going around the station. One bit is banter and my gambling picked the opposite of me, which is a bit. I'm almost 500. There's another bit. If I say I'm coming somewhere, Shazzy, I ain't going to show up. And what you did this morning, man, I'm with you with Farhan. We were both disappointed about what he said about the area.
You're right.
Okay? But when you got in this morning, you went, I get hit with more strays than anybody. You went,
do.
Yeah. And then you came in, not as much as you went, yeah. Like,
me?
All I said was, you added a little on me, and I'm just in the corner like, why did I have to turn on?
It wasn't a stray.
You're kind of cooking the books for a joke, and I'm at it's my expense.
Hang on.
What did I say?
It's not a stray because I already threw it at you yesterday, so you should have seen it coming. First of all, it is a joke. Okay. But second of all,
you did,
fun. But you went too far. You said you were out. It's one thing. Like, listen, I hated the Farhan quote.
Okay, right.
I hated the Farhan quote. I thought it was mistimed. Yeah. I thought, while there may be some truth to it, he's got to have the awareness to not say it. But we should never have gotten to the point this offseason where we went ... so I'm out.
All right. Well,
that's all I'm saying.
I was out on the comments, but I didn't mean he couldn't sign somebody.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I thought you wanted him gone.
Whether you were out or not, to me is irrelevant because it's about whether you lost faith at any point.
Yeah, and that wasn't about faith.
And Mark had clearly lost faith.
He was hotter
he
than
was very close to being out.
You were hot
Are you really? Are you
he was
really,
very close to being out. So I've got to take offense to the fact that he wavered.
I never said he couldn't.
Yeah. Speaking of I'm out,
I said you
I will leave this conversation right now if you do your little Steiny thing.
What, did you waver?
No, don't put words in his mouth. Don't put words in his mouth.
Remember that?
We're not doing this. We're not doing this. Look at me.
Are you?
Look at me.
Are you saying you didn't start to lose faith?
Absolutely, I'm saying that.
Yeah,
and
that's all.
No, I'm saying that no, I did not lose any faith. I can sit here for a day and hate a conversation, and Dibs will have my back because there's not one. There is not one day over these last 4 weeks where I wavered from. If they don't get Judge, they better get Correa.
I'll back you up on that.
And I every time Dibs went, they're not getting Correa. I went, let's see if they get Correa.
So why was Dan?
I love when you call him Dan.
Hold on.
Pins
if
and
you're
needles.
going to call him Dan, then you're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM in HD1 San Francisco. Always live on the Odyssey app. Because I got to get popcorn and back away from the mic.
Dan was worried that if they didn't get Correa, it was going to be really hard for him. He was worried about your well-being.
But that doesn't mean that he had wavered.
But
had Correa signed with Minnesota,
that's correct. Two different things.
But he was, but Mark was starting to set the table. Like if it didn't happen, like we all knew. So even that,
we both hated the comments.
The dynamic.
I never said he couldn't get somebody else.
We were all worried about Mark.
Because you were damn fraud.
I've already had enough out of you. I'm gonna address.
I gotta get this.
I'm gonna address you, Go.
Yeah.
Listen. I took your comments, and maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. I thought you meant like you were done with the guy.
I can still be done with him and give him kudos for closing the deal.
Well, sure.
But when I said done,
are you still done with him though?
I'm done with those comments.
You're done with the comments.
Yeah, I'm in the lab right now. I'll come back, but I can't hate on what he did. He closed the deal.
Yeah.
You go to the boss. Good job.
Yeah.
And that's what he did. Okay. Now the second part of how you you said Kyle.
What?
I said I wanted Kyle fired. I was emotional. But listen, I wanted him fired from the way he treated Lance. That's when I made those comments.
I know.
But, Your Honor, if I can approach the bench,
yes, you may.
I did say he was a genius, and my partner reminds me every day I was pro Kyle and what he is. And I'm on record as saying this Brock Purdy is a Kyle Shanahan production. If he does something here with 2 playoff wins or even to a Super Bowl, this will be his greatest feat is a football coach.
Go. Okay.
That's all.
Don't ever lose your daily authenticity because it's why this city loves you. It's why this city loves you. So I'm here for the Guru emotional ride.
Right.
Okay, but if I'm going to be here for the emotional ride, you got to let me at least like once a month. Once a month when I go, a month ago, you wanted him fired, and now he's going to win Coach of the Year or whatever. That's all. It's all good.
Thing, and I'll get to you.
Yeah.
But when I say I wanted him fired, it was precisely because of how he handled a quarterback, and I thought it was foul. It wasn't that I was not recognizing what he brings to the table.
Okay.
And what he's doing with Brock, I'm telling you, this is going to be his. I called him Dr. Dre. Eminem,
you want him rehired?
This is what he's doing if he gets
George
brought to the playoffs.
Billy Martin.
There you go. He's back. Yeah. He's back.
I'm done.
Okay.
When did I tat you? Did I kind of gravy train with a little hat?
You did the Flavor Flav when he went Chuck Dion.
Boy.
You go, he also said Kyle and Goo. I go, that hurt.
Okay.
I've been there before. Sometimes you don't know what to do. You just laugh.
I told Steiny before we came in, I said, I don't want me today.
I lost a friend one time for real. This is years ago on the radio. I'll mention it was Bruno, not the friend that I lost.
Is this real story?
Real story.
Real Sports with Mark Willard.
All right, so
tonight on Real Sports.
I won't mention the names, but there was a friend in the broadcasting industry, and then there was kind of an embarrassing personal story. She didn't do anything wrong, but it was kind of affecting her family, and there was an embarrassing story that got out that was maybe, I don't know, it was like salacious and tabloid. And so there weren't tons of facts left, and Bruno went in and did a bit. He went in and did a bit, and I was like, I don't want any part of this because I know these people.
Oh, okay, all right.
But you're in that sidekick chair, so I'm just sitting there. I'm just like laughing. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I can't not
Guilty
talk.
by association.
I can't not talk. I can't I can't go to the bathroom, right? Like we're in the middle of a segment. I don't have anything to say on this. I'm uncomfortable. So I'm just kind of giggling here and there while he's doing his bit.
When did you know it was problems?
They called.
Oh, man.
And so that's it. That was inappropriate. Bye. Yeah. I mean, that's it. And I tried. I tried to save it, and it never came back.
Man.
I lost it.
It's tough.
So, yeah.
Those can be awkward.
So don't do that, Dibs.
Yeah.
You did that to Goo. I can't believe you laughed at my bit.
I'm trying. It's funny. I don't think anybody's ever approached me for something I said on the radio. You know what I mean?
Personally.
You should say some more compelling stuff.
Yeah. Well, maybe. But
you don't have a strong opinion.
Actually, no, I'm not thinking about it. I'm not thinking about it the right way. That story would be like if I did something salacious.
Nobody's ever remembered anything I ever said on the radio.
And I said, Dibley, we're no longer friends because you brought that up. Yeah, I was thinking more that you say something and get in trouble.
Yeah,
I had somebody
FCC.
with whom I worked whose voice was similar to mine. He actually said something on the air that was so inflammatory and controversial, and it got assigned to me.
Oh, man.
Actually, I had one of those, too, come to think of it.
So you had to set the record straight.
This person intimated that he didn't like motorcyclists lane splitting, and that this individual was going to open up his door so as to deter motorcyclists. And that got attributed to me. And so Motorcycle Nation, if there is such a nation.
Like a magazine or something?
They, wheel by wheel, they came all two wheels at me.
You had to give them the real name?
And I was like, that was not me.
Who was it?
I can't say who it was.
No, did you tell them who it was?
Any chance it starts with a Z?
I will not. It starts with a letter between A or Z.
I'm trying to think.
I don't even know who. I've never worked with anyone whose name starts with a Z. Gary Zadnich? No.
The guy you once told this.
Zoe Neal?
Oh,
Neal?
That's a four.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
That's really good. It's really good.
Hey,
when you've had as many partners as I have, I think this is my 9th show in 25 years in the business.
That's it?
Yeah, well, counting my 51-week odyssey with these two jamokes.
Hey,
it was great.
Odyssey, nice.
Pulling my Muggsy Bogues, where I attribute something somebody did or said, even though I'm not sure. So I'm hearing you're not that concerned about Steph Curry.
Who?
Who said that?
Because
Mark.
When I was listening today, it wasn't about the Warriors. It was something else. So I came in and I just heard, the buzz was like, man, Willard thinks they're going to be okay. I was like, oh,
I'm
boy.
petrified.
Okay, so I didn't know if you meant
I'm
not concerned about Steph, or I'm not concerned about the Warriors. I don't know if I would say that because first I'm waiting to see how long he's going to be out.
Give me Steph first.
Right? Well, here you go. Dibs, you'll love this. If he's out 2 weeks, he'll miss 7 games.
Okay.
If he misses 3 weeks, that's 10 games. If he misses a month, it's 13. 5 weeks is 17. 6 weeks is 21 games.
Yeah.
And if you have to be held out to the All-Star break, that would be 29 games.
Yeah,
or 29. And then 24 left
and
after
they're 500 with them.
Yeah, exactly. There's
good math over there, Steiny.
There's
Good math.
concern, but here's what I did say. The Warriors have a roster without Steph Curry right now that could still win enough basketball games to stay close. But there's a massive, massive qualifier here. Jordan Poole has got to look like last year's Jordan Poole.
What's going on, Mark?
I don't know. But
something is, right?
It feels psychological.
And you're right.
And I know Dibs feels that way too.
It's not the traveling thing by the refs. My boys were, that's what it is. No way.
I got no idea. But Dibs, you pointed this out earlier, and I think it's an interesting point. It's one thing to have your percentages be down in 3-pointers and 2-pointers.
Okay.
It's a completely different one to be down in free throws. There's absolutely nothing in your way. You're the best free throw shooter in the NBA, and you have lost, about 7 to 8 percentage points this year?
Man.
So it feels mental, and we can all guess as to what that is. There's 100 answers we could give, from carrying the ball
and
to
his
Draymond.
Pace is going too fast.
To contracts.
Slow down.
It's something.
It's real scary.
Well,
seriously.
it looks to me like he's trying to get it all back every possession.
When you say all back, for him or?
For him. He's trying to make everything better. Every time he gets the ball, he's thinking about, and the baseball analogy is you're trying to hit the 5-run home run.
Taking on 7-footers at the goal.
Exactly.
Like, Jordan, no.
He's
Jordan
trying to get it all
that.
back. He's trying to get back to money time, pool party, and all the rest of it, and it's just not happening
odd
for
to
him.
watch,
And so
really.
you start to press even more, and, I think part of it is weighing on him is the way this whole season started. It started in the most embarrassing fashion. And, think about it, Goo, in terms of, the streets and his family and, his friends, and they all saw the video, right? And it's like, you got punked by Draymond. Right. You did nothing about it. The team did nothing about it. Nobody's done anything about it.
When you have a good game, we don't bring that up, right? Like when he has 34, 30, we think everything's okay.
But those games are few and far between. And, Mark was saying that this is the time that you need Poole to be Poole.
There's no doubt. If he were the old Poole, I'd be like, you're right, Steiny. If he's out a month, nothing to see here.
And my projection, Steiny, for Steph is that he'll be out 4 to 6. So I don't think he comes back until Feb 1. That's my own radio doctor determination.
Here's where my mind went.
Watch you hit it.
I am a little emotional about it.
I
didn't go to Jordan. I didn't go to Jordan Poole. I'm thinking about Draymond Green and Klay Thompson. And they're great players. And over the last 10 years, they're Hall of Famers, first ballot Hall of Famers. The big three. Curry's great, but these guys are great players. Statues up. Well, damn it. Steph Curry's older than you guys, first of all. He's been here longer than you guys. You guys are I get it, Klay, you're coming off an injury. You're Hall of Famers. Carry the team. Carry the team for a month without Steph Curry instead of, oh, my God, we can't win without Steph Curry. How good are Klay and Draymond Green?
I don't think that's fair.
I like
do.
that. I like that a lot.
Tell me why you don't.
Okay.
Especially Dre getting thrown out last night when you could have won the game.
And you know what?
Inexcusable.
You knew they needed you.
Pathetic.
You knew they needed you more.
It's not like, put last night aside.
All right.
The reason that's not fair is and there's a multitude of reasons. They are Hall of Famers for what they have done in their careers in their specific roles, and that has never been their role. Just because you're a Hall of Famer does not mean automatically that you are an NBA scoring one. Those are very separate people, and these two people are not that. Secondly, you're asking them to do that now. They're Hall of Famers, but they're not.
Because now they're on the decline.
But they're not
noticeably.
They're not those players anymore.
Right.
So to hang that around their neck and say you've got to do this now, I think it's obvious that they're not capable of that.
Oh, really? Well, why was everybody saying that Draymond Green's having a nice year?
Well, I believe he is, Steiny.
He is, but you don't build like the Warriors.
Who do you turn to then,
The
Willard?
beauty of the Warriors is it's never been about one guy. It's never been about one guy.
Steph Curry's older.
It's been about the collective.
He's older. He's more important than these guys. He's aging better because he takes care of himself. Whatever he does, like you don't think it's up to Clay and Draymond right now to say, you know what, we've got to be better.
It's up to all of them. It's obviously up to all of them. The reason we're not pointing to Clay and Draymond is Draymond's having a good year. Clay has been better the last 2 weeks. Yeah. Jordan is the one who's not having a good year.
Can't have it both ways.
I'm not having it both ways.
If they play 15 games and they go 2-13,
how am I having it both ways? What am I asking for?
What I'm saying is, to me, we're gonna see about Clay and Draymond. And to me, if they go 2-13 and those guys don't do much,
we're gonna
that's
see
an
about
indictment. That's an indictment on those guys.
I just what does that mean in their long-term career?
It means that it lends more credence to the Charles Barkley look. It's Curry and the running mates.
You're doing to them what we hated that the national media did to Steph when he lost all his teammates. And the national media went, oh, so Mr. Steph Curry can't carry a team by himself now.
They were 39-33.
The national media went off over prior to last year's championship. Yeah, I understand that. And the Warriors weren't good enough when Clay went down, when all of the injuries that happened prior to last year's championship. And we hated that because we pinned this on guys. When you have a collective team and it works, and then something changes, we suddenly hold it against guys when they can't be 2 players or 3 players by themselves. Look, it's on all of them. You're right to an extent. We're going to learn about those 2 guys. But Jordan Poole's got to be better.
Man.
Every time in Andrew Wiggins' career, he's been asked to be something other than a third option.
I'm afraid of what's going on there.
It hasn't gone well.
That's the rat on the table.
But we're talking about 4 high-level players.
So we're
talking about 4 9-figure basketball players, and that should be enough.
So if Steph Curry misses a month, we can't expect any Warrior to step up and be better than he's been over the last month.
I didn't say that.
Well, like that. To me,
I hate
Draymond Green and Clay have to be better in the next month than they've been.
I hate it when adversity strikes over a 3 to 4 week period and we decide we've got to start talking about people's legacies. It's ridiculous to me.
Well, aren't we doing that with Jordan Poole? Like he's got to step up even though he's young?
No, he's a pup.
And that's why I go to the veterans first to weather this storm as opposed to a pup.
We're having 2 different conversations. I'm talking about saving this season. You're talking about Hall of Fame and legacy and all this.
No. I'm talking about this season.
Just this season.
Hold it together.
Their legacies are intact.
They all have to do it. It's on all of them.
But I think what Matt is saying is that it falls first on Draymond and Clay more than it falls on Jordan because he happens to play the same position.
But what I'm saying is you don't need to say that because those 2 are already playing pretty well. I don't need Draymond to be different than he is this year. Just keep doing exactly what you're doing.
Well, they need to be better because even as well as he's played, they're not winning.
The gap between Jordan last year and Jordan this year, that's the gap that I can run through. And I'm slow. Okay, the gap between Draymond last year and this year is tight. Clay, he's improving. All of that. That's all I'm saying. All right, here we go.
Okay,
yeah. Steiny and Guru next.